10 days after Cyclone Idai tore through southeastern Africa, causing devastating floods and destruction, the confirmed death toll is staggering, more than 760 people. And as rescue turns to the recovery of bodies in Malawi, Zimbabwe, and Mozambique, the urgent concerns now are hunger, dehydration, and disease.
We'll have cholera, we'll have malaria. It's unavoidable in this situation. The priority is to give assistance in form of food, health, and shelter at this moment.
In Mozambique alone, the UN says more than 1.8 million people are in need. And at this airport today, food and supplies were streaming in steadily from around the world. But as the CBC's Nala Ayed tells us, getting that aid to the people who need it most has its own challenges.
In the unbearable heat, it is a heavy lift. But in the business of saving lives, this is the easier part. Still, to get just 2 metric tons of food moving, you need dozens of hands. Simple ingredients: rice, tinned tomatoes, biscuits, and oil. But when half the country is affected, it is a complicated mission.
We're not past the danger zone, and we don't want to have saved people to just delay the problem and having a big loss of life later on. So it's still very urgent.
10 days since the cyclone swept through here like a giant eraser. From up here you can see the inland sea and the tree cemetery that goes on for kilometers. And in the breadbasket of Mozambique, it left countless hungry and isolated. That's where the helicopters come in.
We're told that this helicopter was actually diverted from South Sudan, and that gives you a sense of the urgency. The World Food Programme is actually putting this emergency on par with Syria, Yemen, and South Sudan, and that makes it one of their top priorities.
And so they stir excitement wherever they're able to land. The more isolated, the more welcome. And inevitably, the more crowd control necessary. And so this human chain picks up where the other left off, no less weight on their shoulders. But the food is actually meant for another, more desperate village isolated by the floods, more than 100 kilometers away. This had just been the first leg on the way. Follow the flooding river and you can see the challenge that desert of water presents. The Kaya area was flooded even before the cyclone arrived. There's water in the fields, in the house, and also in the shops, says Luisa Alberto. Muhammad Ignacio is a policeman here.
Did people die?
Some people die. The place is broken.
The WFP helicopter has one more urgent run before the day is out. They just heard 1,200 farm workers are stranded by a giant new lake. It's a quick drop of the basics, tents and food. The first outside help these survivors have had in 10 days. One moment, countless hours and thousands of dollars in the making. And a country that's desperate for more of them. Nala Ayed, CBC News in central Mozambique.